All right, now let's get into some gay news. And let's talk about Shawn Mendes, who apparently said he out here trying to figure out his sexuality. He don't know if he like peen or poon or both. So we'll see. Well, look, child, just whatever. We'll get into the thing, and I'll just give my overall opinion about it. So yeah. So now I find it funny that people out here. I don't remember who it was that said it. I think it was like either a YouTube video or it was a post that somebody posted on like one of the websites or whatever, and they were like, "Y'all need to leave Shawn Mendes alone." And I guess they were trying to say because people out here trying to make Shawn come out of the closet because he's attractive, and we always want what we can't have. So we have Troye Sivan, and we have Lil Nas X, we have all these gay boys that's coming out, and Keaton Lonsdale. We got all these gay boys that's come out and being out and proud and all this other stuff. But the one person that's sitting there saying he trying to figure out if he like peen or poon or both. Y'all don't want to take the word. Y'all want to force him to do whatever he wants. I'm like, we not. Oh, I remember what it was. It was a conversation we was having in the Rebel Hearts group chat. I don't look. I want people to figure out who they're going to figure out, but don't come up in here trying to constantly pander to the community. And then when we respond, y'all get mad talking about we trying to force people to do stuff. It's like, just figure it out in private. Stop bringing it up in your tours. But I'm trying to. Well, before I even give my full opinion and get ahead of myself, let me fill y'all in with what had happened. So on Monday, October 28th, the Mercy singer, who was 26, spoke to fans in between songs as he performed his For Friends and Family tour date at the Red Rocks Amphitheater in Colorado. Mendes was performing his upcoming song, The Mountain, during his recent concerts, a song that the singer weighing in on conversations about his sexuality in his lyrics. He said, they said, "Some days I have a change of heart. You can say what you need to say," he sings in video footage shared on TikTok. "You can say I'm too young. You can say I'm too old. You can say I like girls or boys, whatever fits your mold." Now, the Canadian musician elaborated on the conversation during his Colorado show, saying the following, saying, "Since I was, well, I remember it told me when I was young." So they said, "Since I was really young, there's been this thing about my sexuality, and people have been talking about it for so long," he told the crowd per a clip shared by a fan on TikTok. He said, "I think it's kind of silly because I think sexuality is such a beautifully complex thing, and it's so hard to just put in boxes." So I really feel like that's maybe what his song is trying to pinpoint. But when you sit up in here talking about, some days I have a change of heart, you can say what you need to say. And it's sort of like, yeah, he's trying to figure it out. Maybe he's bisexual. Maybe he's sexually fluid. And I know it's hard for people to believe that it's possible that, okay, a guy could be into guys and girls. I mean, he did date Camila Cabello. That's not saying much because I'm sure there's a lot of girls out here who once upon a time have dated a man who turned out to be a homosexual. Like, it happens. But for the most part, it's like, yeah, we all here for you figuring it out. And if you want to use your music to do that, then that's fine. But stop the baiting, stop the queer baiting, because that gets on my damn nerves. What a lot of y'all be out here consistently pandering to our community because you know how loyal the gays are. And to be honest, Shawn Mendes, yeah, you're cute or whatever. You got model good looks. You're tall. You're in great shape. You're a good looking guy, but your music is boring. And this is no shade. If y'all like his music, that's fine. But to me, I find him boring. And he is not my judge. It's not the type of stuff that I listen to. But I applaud him for being out here doing what he does. Now, the thing with him also is it just seems like you got a new album coming out. You're trying to create buzz for the album because them singles didn't go nowhere that you were out here putting out. And the VMA performance came and went like a fart in the wind. Nobody was talking about it. So now this thing is making the rounds. And I feel like he's playing it up in a lot of ways. And here's the thing. I'm all for people trying to figure out who they are and all this other stuff. Because sexuality is complex. Everything isn't just simple. But if he's somebody who wants to be just a simple artist, then go ahead and do that. But I do feel like, and maybe, the fact of him talking about, ever since he was really little, that people have been out here questioning his sexual orientation. Because that's what he said. He said, since I was really young, there's been this thing about my sexuality, and people have been talking about it for so long. Because he comes across as, he's soft spoken, he's very sensitive. Some of his mannerisms are, "Who you doing?" So those are gay stereotypes. So it makes sense that, you know, these would be comments that would, that people would be talking about with him. So he also said, it always felt like an intrusion on something very personal to me, something that I was figuring out in myself, something that I had yet to discover and still have yet to discover, the singer added, insisting he's speaking freely now so he could be closer to everyone. Now he continued by saying the following: the real truth about my life and my sexuality is that, man, I'm just figuring it out like everyone. I don't really know sometimes, and I know other times, and it feels really scary because we live in a society that has a lot to say about that. And I feel like maybe he is aware of what he likes. He's just afraid to say it. And I feel like that probably played a lot into his anxiety and stuff, because people constantly was making fun of him. People was making little comments, and it's like, he's sensitive. And there's nothing wrong with being a sensitive person. Not everybody has thick skin and is cynical and want to be out here ready to fight the world. And I do feel like we should allow him the space and the grace to figure himself out sexually, or like what he's into. If he likes boys, well, I can't wait to see him. Child, let me say it. I'm looking forward to, like, if it ever happens, I would love to see a sex tape between him and Benson Boone. Maybe you could throw a David Archuleta up in there for a threesome. Look at me making my own porno. But all jokes aside, I do agree, like, we should allow Shawn to figure himself out. And I feel like because so many people have been making comments, because I remember what it was like when I was a kid. I didn't know what gay meant. I didn't know, anything about all that stuff. But people would call me names, and people would whisper to my mother and other people about, oh, he's gay and he's this and he's that. So I get it. Like, when you're a kid and you're not even aware of the mannerisms and what it is that you're doing, because you can't see outside of yourself. People, you can only do and then react to what people are reacting to you in situations. So I totally get, like, why he's feeling the way that he's feeling, and it's saying the thing he said. So I do agree, like, let Shawn figure out who he is. And basically what he also said, he said, I'm trying to be really brave and just allow myself to be a human and feel things. And that's all I really want to say about that for now. And so, yeah, let him feel his oats. Let him figure out who he is, and maybe that'll come out in the music. But then when he does finally come out, now people gonna be out here saying, "See, I knew that him being with Camila Cabello, she was a beard." That they were probably put together by the record company so that way they could conjure up this whole relationship thing to prop up their careers. I mean, it didn't work, but for the most part, they kept the charade going. And then remember, at one point, he was with Sabrina Carpenter. But this is the thing. He's spoken about it many a times. Like, he went on Dak Shepard's show in 2020 and was saying that it's frustrating because people keep trying to pull him out of the closet. And he said that, he said it was so frustrating to me because there were some people in my life that I was very, very close to who were gay and in the closet. He continued, and I felt that this real anger for those people. It's such a tricky thing. You want to say I'm not gay, but it'd be fine if I were gay, but also there's nothing wrong with being gay, but I'm not. You don't really know how to respond to the situation. Because it's like, if he said, no, I'm not a gay man, then you're a liar, you're this, you're that. But you have to let people figure themselves out. It's kind of like how people kind of denounce and thumb their nose at bisexuality. Y'all act like, oh, no, it's just y'all being greedy, or you just saying that because you don't want to fully come out and be a homosexual. And it's like, yeah, there are bisexuals that exist. Sexuality is not black and white. So I'm tired of beating a dead damn horse. So, yeah. If he's into peen, let him be into peen. If he like the coochie, let him be into the coochie. But at the end of the day, let Shawn figure out what he likes and who he is, and I'm sure it'll come out in the music, in the wash as in the music. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? Whatever your thoughts are on that, let me know in the comments down below.